Afternoon, everyone. This is Mike here for BOG, and welcome to those that are watching today. So, the buzz has gotten bigger and bigger since the announcement of Ham Shack Hotline shutdown. And for many people, I would say it's been pretty easy for them to pick out an alternative. Um, to Ham Shack Hotline as that service will be closing at the end of towards the end of August. I believe it's August 26th, I believe, is when they made that announcement. Um, I've been on Hams Over IP now since it first started, so it really didn't take much for me to make a transition to Hams over IP. All I had to do is just, change where the line was and everything else. But the biggest thing that I found interesting was once the announcement was made of the shutdown of Ham Shack Hotline, the ticket system just all of a sudden exploded, I think. It just took a major explosion, and people have been flocking over to it, just like I said in my last video. Um, I'm not sure how many extensions there are now, but I do believe it's taken a huge jump since then. I actually moved my friend Andy KB9 ZDS over um, to here, and I can okay. I could see that when I got his line transferred, because they do it by uh, district number, I guess, because we're considered, I guess, because we're considered for land or whatever. But he's in Wisconsin and he got a KB9 call, so but yet they still gave him a because he's in the U.S., I'm in the U.S. They gave him a one. Uh, Starting with one, the U.S. uses one, so there are apparently when he got his, he was issued 101696, um, which was kind of an interesting number. I remember when I helped him put the ticket in for his extension. I woke up the next day um, and I searched his call, and I was really surprised that his extension was put in that quickly. And so I called him on regular landline and I said, "Hey, your extension's already been issued." And I said, "Check your email." And he checked his email, and sure enough, it was there. And I helped him get his line provisioned and everything. It took a little bit of time to get his line working, but once we got it working, it was pretty straightforward. Um, Looking at the active BLF and everything, wow, it's amazing just looking at this because when I first started, there wasn't as many people on here. It was just literally maybe like two or three people at a time, and now it's overwhelming seeing this many people on Hams over IP right now. And I think they got to work on this because it still shows there's like five people, and there's probably less than that. Um, the If I open this, this shows you, I guess, previous people that have been in here. Like it still shows myself, and it still shows a couple of other people. But for some reason, it doesn't clear that list until the last person leaves the room, which I find a little odd. Um, the All-Star links, yeah, it's taking a good growth since the shutdown of Ham Shack Hotline was announced. I remember there was very few All-Star nodes connected to this. I have one on here, but it's not been active in forever. and I asked them, "Hey, could you remove my All-Star node from the directory?" And they hadn't even done that. The amateur wire guy did, but for some reason I could not get Hams over IP to remove the All-Star node number from there. I don't know what the deal is. Um, Audio channels. mm, I would say there's still a couple that need to be added. I think a bunch of people are making that gradual move over. Personally, I like the personally I like the top 40s channel, and I also like the W4 TII entertainment line channel for the scanner feeds. I like those two. Those are really good. The wiki page, they've made some. Um, they're constantly having to update stuff now because of the stuff. They're having new phones looked at. Um, with this one, I find it really awesome. They allow 10 endpoints. So if you get like another phone and you want to be able to add it as another endpoint, you could actually do that. I've got my phone, uh, my soft phone, I've got it set up to hams over IP now, um, which is pretty cool. A new feature that was introduced to hams over IP was the lightweight directory access protocol, or LDAP. It was just I think it was just announced. I'm not really sure how long ago it was, but it was announced here recently for the Cisco phones. These two basic ones right here. I actually contributed a little bit of an article on how to set up the LDAP for the 504s and stuff like that. So if you have a 504, this is a really good um, article that I kind of um, typed up in a step-by-step manner so that people don't have to get frustrated when they enter the stuff. And you could see I actually got recognized for that. So be sure to check that out if you have a 504. There's also for the 525 folks, there's an article here that talks about the 525 and shows you a picture of the 525 and all the settings that you have to go through for that. But yeah, these articles are great. They've really done a lot, and they've added some new phones. I've noticed that they're adding a lot of new phones. Fanville, never heard of them. That was an interesting thing. I've never heard of Fanville before. I think that this one's kind of a um, I've never looked at Fanville, so that might be my next adventure. And you can see who gave the last update on the Fanville phones and what model those are. Grand Streams. There's configuration for the Grand Stream if you've got a Grand Stream phone. And I know they're constantly adding new phones. I wonder what the Fanville one looks like. Huh. They don't have a picture of it, but these are the settings for it, for the LDAP. It's kind of interesting how they've added instructions for each of these. And let's see, do they have one for conference menu codes? Oh yeah, this is new. Um, New to me anyway, because I've never seen it. Um, I think it's interesting because they have all these different things, and I've yet to even explore this to see what was going on. Here's a reference guide too. I know a lot of people were interested in the reference guides, audio feed, test numbers. Um, these I've not tried yet. I've not tried the test numbers. I think um, There's even a wake up call function on here. So, like, if you want to get a wake up call in the morning, you could actually set it up to wake you. And I've not really, like I said, not really tried any of that. I've not tried the wake up call feature really. There's just a lot of things I've not tried. Um, let's see here. Um, they have files in here too, which is kind of neat. They have um, sidecar templates for the SPA 500 series phones. Um, I don't know if they've got the physical thing for what I call the electric sidecar. They do have one for the manual, like a template that you can print out, but I don't see a thing where it talks about the electric sidecar. I guess the reason why they don't have that is that it's pretty self-explanatory on how to program the sidecar, but you could actually um, program the sidecar from the admin console um, of your Cisco phone. You can go in there and program it from the uh, attendant console of the sidecar, and that's um, the process for it was pretty straightforward. To get on it, all I had to do is just go submit a ticket when I first got on it, and I logged in. Of course, I've had this account forever, so um, I tried to get an extension on my own at the time, and they let at first I thought they were going to let me have the one I was going to have, and then they said no, you had to get a whole different one. So I had to change it to the 1015 extension, which I didn't mind. Um, here's basically a summary of all the tickets I've had. I actually joined this. If I look back on this, I joined it back in 2022. So it was 5/4/22 was when I first registered. And I actually just updated my license here um, on 6/10/25, and that's when I sent them my updated license and stuff. So it's kind of nice to be able to go back and look. But yeah, this is the ticket system, and you just create a ticket with them, and they will get your line provisioned. Um, I don't know how long it takes now. I do know with the growth, it's taking a little bit. When you do get ready to provision your line or get your line, make sure you make a cop or take a picture of the serial number on the back of your phone because that will help. Also, they recommend that you register a DMR ID to help speed up the process. I don't know what that accomplishment is. They say it speeds up the process if you get a DMR ID um, for it. I, of course, had a DMR radio at the time, so it really didn't make a difference because I already had one. So it just kind of helped speed the process up and everything. But um, be sure to check out my other videos on here. Um, but I would like to invite you to call me and talk with me if you have any questions um, or comments about the video. Please be sure to reach out to me. My extension is 1015. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. 73.